I'm Verica Milaković from Serbia. Good morning. I'm your teacher in English language, and my name is Verica, nicknamed Vera Milaković. Today we will talk about conditionals, in particular the second conditional. I have been learning English for a very long time, and I also consider that for my tutorial lessons or anybody's, we have to prepare ourselves properly in order to tutor properly. So, as I told, the second conditional is characterized that it is an unreal possibility or dream, or a hypothetical condition and its probable result. We have two parts of the sentence when we talk about the conditional. In the if clause, which is constructed like if plus subject plus past simple tense, and usually the condition is in that part of the sentence. And another part, which is main clause, which is constructed by subject plus would plus infinitive without to, or present conditional or present continuous conditional, depending on the length of the action. Here we have the examples for the use of second conditional. If I had a map, I would lend it to you. The second one, if someone stole my car, I would call the police. The third, if it rained, you would get wet. The fourth, if you studied harder, you would pass the exam. And the last one, if I spoke Italian, I would be working in Italy. So when we analyze the sentences, we can see in if clause that we have past tense of some verbs. Some of them are regular, and if they are regular, they usually finish like in sentences 3 and 4. Here we have rained, so it is ed at the end. And in sentence number 5, you have studied, again with ed at the end. These two are regular verbs. That means that always they have ed at the end. But in the sentence number 4, you will observe that studied in present is written as study and then ed. But here, when we have ed, y will be turned on I. So that is correct, studied. The three other verbs, had, stole, and spoke, are irregular verbs. From previous sentences, 5 of them as examples, I mentioned that we have irregular and regular verbs, which usually in past simple tense with ed. Rain, rained. Study, studied. But with the irregular verbs, we have another situation, because there is no other way than to learn it by heart, because it is impossible to seek for any rule explaining how it will be used from present into past tense, simple tense. So have in present is had in past simple tense. Steal becomes stole. Speak becomes spoke. So that is why irregular verbs can be learned properly only with repeating reading through materials and learning by heart. In if clause, past simple tense is not completely a real past simple tense, but so-called subjunctive. It is expressing unreal situation in present and in future. That is why verb to be in if clause becomes were instead of was for all persons. So was will be in normal past simple tense in some of the persons, but in this case in all persons, including I, were instead of was. So we have the example. It is not correct to tell, if I was you, I would tell my father. Please note that often if clause, that is another note, that if clause, in if clause, a comma is following, while in the main, when main clause goes first, there is no comma. Example, I will tell my father, so main clause will go first, and there is no comma, if I were you. Here we have some variations from what I told earlier. So modal verbs can replace would plus infinitive in main clause. Here are some examples. The first one, if I knew his number, I could ring him up. And the second, if you tried again, you might succeed. So what you can see, it is no more would plus infinitive, but it is could and might. In if clause, you can observe that the first verb is irregular. It knew, but in present, that is in past simple tense, and in present tense it will be know. In the second sentence we have a regular verb. Again, instead of I, it was originally in present Y. So it is the same like in the word study that we have already. The one possibility more is that we can use past continuous in if clause instead of past simple tense, and here are the examples. If we were going by boat, I feel much safer. Here it is interesting that it is conjunction, which is very frequent in English language, in order to make it easier. Maybe for foreigners it is not always easier than with using full meaning. In the second sentence we have, if my car was working, that is again continuous tense, like in the previous one, I could drive you to the station. So that will be all for the second conditional. I wish you a pleasant weekend, and please find some time to repeat the lesson about the second conditional. On Monday, we will make some exercises to renew our knowledge or what we learned today, and we will start with the third conditional. I must tell you that I appreciate very much that you chose English to learn more in details and continuously, because English language is widely in use all over the world, particularly when computers appeared and social networks, etc., etc. I wish you again the pleasant day and pleasant weekend.